Good morning, everyone, and welcome to week 11. This week is going to be a little bit lighter as we have just finished our last three in-class assignments, and I've marked a bunch of them. Good job. I have been a little lenient with some of them, just as it's not the same as trying to learn virtually versus in class, so I'm a little bit easier on the marks, which I'm sure you all appreciate. This week is more or less a bonus week as well as a work period week. So there's not really any material that I'm going to go through, but I do want to go through the major assignment just once more for those of you who have some questions about it. As well, you are not working with a group unless you have already clarified that with me. I've had a couple emails from people saying that they don't know who their group members are. There was a deadline of week 4 for group members. So if you had a group in mind, it was great. If not, that's fine. This assignment is very easily, and I think sometimes more easily, accomplished without the burden of having other people. So I'll go through the assignment here a little bit, answer a couple questions and expectations, and then talk to you about the test review. So the major assignment, of course, can be found under Blackboard as well as under the Assignments tab. Please take a look. There's a lot of stuff throughout the first couple lessons, week 1, 2, and 3, that you can take a look at as well. So instead of the presentation and peer review, what I have done is I removed this portion of the assignment. There'll be no presentation. The final project is still worth 25%. And instead, you may not have noticed, but all of the in-class assignments that were originally worth 5%, I moved up to 7.5. So you got more marks for those. This final assignment will be worth 25%. And exactly, or precisely what we're looking for is for you to design your own restaurant concept. And this includes the menu, but also includes what the concept is, what the marketing would be, what the layout, what the feel of the place, what the language of the place, what the attitude of the place is. And it's more than just a couple sentences on a piece of paper. You got to really think full circle, just like any business. What do they represent? So for the very first parts, we require from you a title page and a table of contents, and executive summary. All three of these things can be done at the end. These are things that, while they are worth marks, should not take up too much of your time. The executive summary is a 1 to 2 page summary of your brand, concept, menu. What I like to say is all of the strong points of your restaurant concept. If you had 30 seconds to a minute to identify what it was to a potential customer or investor, what would you say? And that's what should be in your executive summary. Your concept is worth 15 marks. Now, often people have a hard time as far as what do I put in my concept? I don't know enough what it means or what it feels like or what I'm trying to do. Now, you can put as much information in your concept as you want. Make up a great backstory. Come up with features like how many seats and what are the hours of operation and what is the price points. What is unique or about the design, or what is unique about how the food is served, or how the servers are dressed, or the service style. These are all the things that people actually really want to know about and hear about. If you're having a hard time describing what the place looks like, feel free to go online and find pictures that represent what you're trying to go for, what the feel of the place is going for. So if you have a fantastic patio in mind, but Visio doesn't do it quite justice, go and find some great pictures of patios that kind of looks like what you are trying to design and show me in that concept. A picture is worth 1,000 words, as they say, so it'll really help me understand what you're going for. If there's a lot of noise in the background, I have 2 dogs and the furnace guys are here to install a new furnace, so it might be a little bit loud. Market. So I want you to use the Prism Markets. I put this up under the Assignments tab. It is in there. It's with Major Project, but it's also with week or assignment number 1 or 2. I think it's assignment number 1 project as well, the Prism Markets. I want you to find 3 target markets, 1 primary, 2 secondary, and not just find them, but please say, okay, who is the target market, and bring in as much information as you can, but then also relate them to your restaurant concept. Talk about your menu and what food they like. Talk about what kind of attitude your restaurant has and why they would like that. So you'll get half of the marks of this whole area if you just come up with the 3 target markets. The other half of the marks will come up with connecting it, making the rationale on why they make sense. Your advertising, oh God, okay. Your advertising piece, it can be a flyer, it can be a promotion. A lot of people choose social media because it's one of the best ways for us to advertise. So what I recommend for your social media piece, you can do snippet. So I don't know if you can see here, but I could snip. A snipping tool, all computers have it. It's just a snipping tool. You can just search it in your bottom bar in your computer, and I'm able to pull any little section that I want and insert it. So you can do snippets, you can do screen grabs, or you can even leave me the link for the social media website so I can go and visit it. But don't just put the link. I need some description of what's going on. So do those screen grabs, do those little things that you grab little pictures from of your posts, but then also show me the link. The layouts were 20 marks, so there's going to be layout and then layout rationale. So layout is just that with some labels, all of the spaces of your restaurant, which will be the full front of house and back of house. So when you think about all the different areas, it needs to be all on one piece. If your patio doesn't fit or you're having a hard time, you can create a separate Visio document for your patio if you wish, and just include both. Best way of doing that is insert into a Word document into the project template your PDF, and it will just go right in there. Layout rationale would be a description of the layout of the restaurant, so how people move around, number of seats, service stations, unique design aspects, and then just why it works, like why it works for this particular concept. The menu, so the menu, I want an actual menu. Now, you won't be able to print off a prototype and put it in like a leather-bound case, but you can have the menu sheets in your project. It'll be worth 20 marks, and again, I want 4 items from each category. And the menu rationale will actually just be your costing. So those 3 costing sheets, the 1 appetizer, 2 entrees, and some selection of beer and wine, will be what I'm looking for. Now that we went through a little bit of how we do those, I'm looking for 3 of those items costed. That's it. And good luck. Sorry, it's really noisy. And then financial probability, which I've removed based on the fact that it's a lot easier to teach in class, so you don't need to worry about that. Now, why we have chosen our locations is because your food costs will be based around that. So much of this other stuff we would have done with our financial probability, which I'll remove. But your food cost and your beverage cost still has to stay the same. So after you costed all your items, you have to, assuming a 35% food cost, put that value on your menus. Okay? So different. So if you choose the Friday Harbor Promenade, it's 35% food cost and beverage cost. If you've chosen the beachside, it's 30%. And if you've gone with the Eagle's Nest Golf Terrace or anywhere in the nature preserve, it's 28%. Okay, so that's going to change how much your prices of your menu items are. So that's it for the project essentially. There's lots of bonus stuff that you can add in there. I'm going to say it's going to be at least 15 pages, and many are 30 or more. But when you think about it, you know, between your layouts, your social media posts, your menu, and your costing sheets, that's probably 8, 9, 10 pages already. So getting 15 pages is quite simple. So include as much information as you can, put in graphics where you can, make it as sexy as you can. It's worth 25%, and it'll be due on the last Friday at 5 p.m. Not midnight on Sunday, Friday at 5 p.m. of week 13. It is week 11 now, so you have this week, next week, and the following week to complete it. Now, next week we'll have our final test. It is worth 15%. It is the same setup as our last test. So it'll be a range of multiple choice and true and false questions. I believe 25 to 30. And then there will be 2 large questions. The very first one is front to back, back to front. So basically what this question is that I ask you to walk me through the restaurant, stopping at each individual space. So the waiting area, the bar, the dining room, the receiving area, the dry storage. And what you'll be talking about is, what do I need to know about that particular space? So what actions happen in that space? Where does it need to be closely related to or located beside? And what kind of requirements do I need? So it's kind of, the question really explains it. And then the final one will be a common layout mistakes, which is going to show you a layout, and you're going to find 10 issues with this restaurant layout and tell me how you would fix it. So you only get full marks if you tell me A, what's wrong, and B, how you would fix it. So that's the test. It's not a huge component of this. Our tests only represent about 30% of our total mark. So really study a little bit for sure, review all of your stuff, but put some good time into Visio and designing your restaurant in that major project. I will continually put up those remote access opportunities, or you can go and book classroom or computer time at the college for 2-hour periods at a time. So I'll just keep loading those up, definitely during your class time, the whole day, and then on weekends, and then maybe the last week I'll make sure I throw in one on Thursday and Friday there, just for the opportunity for you to get back in one more time. So that's it for now. Thank you once again for tuning in. This is the last video that you will see from me, most likely. Other than that, just look to the announcements and I'll keep you abreast of what's going on. Enjoy the snow this week, and I will talk to you soon. And where is the stop button? Still recording.